Just 1 minute. Good morning. Due to some technical part, I was not able to give you any time. Now it's okay. Vegetation and why. What do you mean by natural vegetation? Natural vegetation means which is grown naturally. That is natural vegetation. It is a plant community which has grown naturally without the human. Then the natural which is left undisturbed over a long period of time is called virgin vegetation. Thus, cultivated crop, fruits, orchards from part of vegetation, but not those are not natural vegetation. जैसे आप क्रॉप ग्रो करते हो, फ्रूट्स करते हो, ऑर्चर्ड्स होता है, बट वो नेचुरल नहीं है. Natural means which is grown naturally. Virgin vegetation are two types, or indigenous. So our country, India, is one of the 12 mega biodiversity countries of the world with about 47,000 plant species. India occupies 10th place in the world and 4th in Asia in the plant diversity. Right? There are about 15,000 flowering plants in India, which account for 6% in the world's total number of flowering plants. The country has non-flowering plants also, such as ferns and fungi, and India has approximately 9,000 species of animals. See how much big number it is. 90,000 species of animals, as well as rich variety of fish, fresh and marine waters. So these are all natural vegetation. नेचर के थ्रू अपने आप जो डेवलप करता है विदाउट द हेल्प ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग, दैट इज कॉल्ड नेचुरल वेजिटेशन. Right. So how many species we have? We have 15,000 flowering species, plants, 90,000 species of animals. We have a lot of fish in our marine aspect. And now the term flora, we have got two terms. That is flora and fauna. The term flora is used to denote plants of a particular region or period. Similarly, the species of animals are referred to as fauna. The term flora is used to denote plants of a particular region. Flora means basically you can take it as a flowers, plants को हम flora कहते हैं, and fauna is basically all the huge diversity of animals. That is, species of animals are called fauna. So it's a flora and fauna. This huge diversity in flora and fauna kingdom is due to the following factors. ये डेवलप क्यों करते हैं, फ्लोरा एंड फौना डेवलप क्यों होता है, कैसे होता है? तो ये बेसिकली दे आर डेवलप ड्यू टू द फॉलोइंग फैक्टर्स. सबसे पहले लैंड. Land is there in the, we call it relief. In the relief, it is called land. It affects the natural vegetation. Land always affects the natural vegetation, and indirectly the nature of the land, that is plain, hilly or plateau, influences the type of vegetation. You will find that the plain vegetation is separate, mountain vegetation is separate, Some plants near to the sea root, sea, relief, that is the marine relief, that will be separate. It depends on relief to relief. यदि मैदानी इलाका है उनके प्लांट्स अलग होंगे, समुद्री इलाका है वहां के प्लांट्स कुछ अलग होंगे, रेतीला इलाका है तो वहां के प्लांट्स कुछ अलग होंगे. Do we expect the same type of vegetation in mountainous region? No, we cannot expect because relief is separate from the plain. Plateau and plain areas in dry and wet region. The nature of land influences the type of vegetation. The fertile level is generally devoted to agriculture. Fertile land is denoted to the agriculture. जहां पर भी land fertile है ना, तो वहां पे agriculture डेवलप किया जाएगा because we need food, human being need food, animals need food, right? They need some type of other type of food and all, right? But basically agriculture कहाँ develop होता है fertile land के ऊपर, and it's a plain area. So plateau and plains areas are in dry and wet regions. The nature of land influences the type of vegetation. The nature of land influences the type of vegetation. Nature जो होता है land का जो nature है ये vegetation के type को influence करता है. The fertile level is generally devoted to agriculture. Fertile land is devoted to agriculture. The undulating and rough terrains are areas where grasslands are there, woodlands are there, and shelter to be developed for variety of wildlife. Right? तो ये लैंड के ऊपर डिपेंड करते हैं. इट मींस क्या हुआ, हिंदी वी कॉल इट कि as land differ from place to place, right? Your mountainous land will be separate, your plateaus land will be separate, your sea land is near the sea, the land will be separate, that will be marshy land and all, right? Their vegetation will be separate, even their animals, the animal species and other vegetation will be separate. It depends on the relief. जमीन के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है कि ये जमीन कैसी है. एंड बेसिकली ऑल टाइप ऑफ फर्टाइल लैंड इज for the agricultural purpose, because we want to reserve all type of land for the all type of for the plain land for the develop for the agricultural purpose. Then we have got the soil. Soil का मतलब मिट्टी. So the soils are very from space to space. जो आपका सॉइल है, मिट्टी जो है, हर एक की जगह की मिट्टी एक नहीं होती. कहीं पे अलुवियल सॉइल है, नदी के पास वाली मिट्टी इट इज वेरी फर्टाइल, राइट? कहीं पे लूमी सॉइल है, कहीं पे सॉइल जो है दे नीड ब्लैक सॉइल है, they need lot of water. So it depends on soil to soil, and on the soil vegetation is also depending. मतलब आपकी जमीन जैसी होगी, आपकी खेती भी या आपके पौधे भी, आपके वेजिटेशन भी उनके ऊपर डिपेंड करेंगे. For example, for thing, suppose alluvial soil is there near the Ganga ka Maidan and near western UP and other part, Haryana, Punjab, you will find that this land area is very fertile. We call it alluvial soil, Ganga ka Maidan. The soils also vary over space. Different types of soils provide basis for the different types of vegetation. Different types of soil, provide different type of vegetation. The sandy soils of the desert support cactus and thorny. आपने देखा होगा कई gardens में cactus होते हैं. Cactus are basically from the sandy soil. They are from the desert area. So the sandy soils of the desert support cactus and thorny bushes, while wet, marshy, deltic soil support mangroves. मैंग्रोव्स को, जहाँ पे सदाबहार जंगल जिसे कहते हैं, If you go to the Sundarban area, you will find all the time that the whole area is green because lot of rainfall is there, right? Marshy land is there. Uh, the soil is also very fertile, and you will find that particular area which we call it Sundarban. Sundarban is basically in West Bengal, and there are only trees that is called Sundarban area. These are wet, marshy, deltic soils that support mangroves and deltic vegetation. The hill slopes with some depth of soil have controlled trees. Right, the hill slopes, hilly areas जो होते हैं, they also control some type of conical conical trees, कोनेदार पौधे पाए जाते हैं जिनके पत्ते कोनदार होते हैं. These are soil are very much important factor for the development of any type of vegetation, as soil is one of the major part that it affects, as relief in the relief soil is a major part which affects the development of development of vegetation, which depends on the soil fertility. Then we have got the climate. Soil के बाद सबसे बाद में क्या आता है? Climate. और climate के अंदर सबसे important बात क्या होती है? Temperature. Temperature along with humidity in the air, precipitation and soil determine the nature and extent of vegetation of the region. Now, the character and the extent of vegetation are mainly determined by the temperature. अब आप देख लीजिए जो राजस्थान बहुत गर्मी होती है, तो वहां के जो वेजिटेशन है सेपरेट होगा. इफ यू कम टू द plain area, go to hilly area, vegetation will separate, vegetation will differ from place to place, because as soil is very important, same way temperature is also very important, and temperature is one of the major portion of climate. What is the difference between climate and weather? What is the difference between climate and weather? Climate changes after 300 years, 400 years, 500 years. Climate never changes every day. It is a long span of time. Then the climate change. हम कहते हैं ना climate change हो रहा है, तभी ये अब घटनाएं घट रही हैं. These incidents due to the climatic change, your all type of floods and torrential rainfall, tsunami, these are climatic changes, right? But weather changes, weather there is a weather forecast, not the climatic forecast in your radio and television and newspapers. We have got the weather. Weather means that changes every second. Climate आपको 100 years, 200 years, 70 years, 80 years लग जाते हैं climate को change होने में. But weather changes after every second. In the morning, you will find sunshine. In the afternoon, you will find rainy part is there. That atmosphere is rainy, just like it's going to be rain. So weather changes every second. Weather changes every day. It's a weather report, not the climatic report. Okay. Now, that is on the slopes of the Himalaya and hills of the peninsula above height is 915 meters. The fall in the temperature affects the types of vegetation. Fall of temperature. हम जितना temperature नीचे गिरेगा, ठंड उतनी बढ़ती जाएगी. Right now, you say just November, December month. If you go to Kashmir and other Shimla region and Himachal Pradesh, you will find that absolutely everywhere snowfall is there. Absolutely white snow is there. Absolutely white blanket is there due to the snowfall. The fall in the temperature affects the types of vegetation and its growth. वहाँ का जो fall temperature का fall है, ये आपके growth में भी काफी करता है. Which one? Vegetation के growth में. Right, it changes from tropical to subtropical temperature and alpine vegetation. So temperature along with the humidity in the air precipitation and soil determine the nature of extent and vegetation of a region. Right. So this is temperature. As the climate gets colder, either by decreasing temperature or increasing height, it affects the nature type of growth of vegetation of a place. टेम्परेचर जितना कम होता जाएगा ठंड उतनी बढ़ती जाएगी और टेम्परेचर कम कैसे होता है इधर बाय डिक्रीजिंग टेम्परेचर जितना डिक्रीज होगा the cold part will be increasing or increasing height आप ऊपर चढ़ते जाओगे mountain region में चढ़ते जाओगे if you go to near the Himalayan region if you go to Shimla region if you go to Kashmir region you will find the temperatures decreasing so the nature and the type of growth vegetation will be differ from place to place then this is temperature we have a photoperiod. What do you mean photoperiod? Photoperiod means the sunlight. The amount and the duration of sunlight is known as photoperiod. Underline कर लीजिए. Photoperiod किसे कहते हैं? Photoperiod means the variation in duration of sunlight at different places due to different type of latitude, altitude, season, and duration of day. Due to the longer duration of sunlight, tree grows faster in summer. Trees always grow faster in summer. It and decreases the growth decreases in the winter because they need sunlight. Without sunlight, even human it affects the human being also. So the variation in duration of sunlight at different places is due to the differences in latitude, altitude. सनलाइट किस पर डिपेंड करता है लैटिट्यूड के ऊपर ऑल्टीट्यूड के ऊपर सीजन एंड ड्यूरेशन ऑफ द डे सीजन कौन सा है ड्यूरेशन कौन सा है डे का सो द अमाउंट एंड ड्यूरेशन ऑफ सनलाइट is known as the photoperiod. The variation in duration of sunlight is due to the differences in latitude, altitude, season, duration of the day. In summer season, plant growth is faster due to the longer duration of sunlight. Here is the photoperiod, sunlight is there. Right? For example, the southern slopes of the Himalayas are covered with thicker vegetation. Southern slopes of Himalayas. Southern means दक्षिण हिस्सा दक्षिण भाग इसका हिमालयस का कहां पे साउथ के करीब राइट हिमालयस आर कवर्ड विद थिकर वेजिटेशन सदर्न पार्ट जो होता है सदर्न पार्ट हिमालय का वे थिकर वेजिटेशन एंड नॉर्दर्न स्लोप ड्यू टू द मोर अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ सनलाइट नॉर्थ एरिया जो होता है यहाँ पे ज्यादा गर्मी होती है आपका नॉर्थ एरिया जो है ये जो पंजाब हरियाणा उत्तर प्रदेश यहाँ के जो ग्रोथ है किसका वेजिटेशन का इट इज मच मोर देन द सदर्न पार्ट ऑफ इट बिकॉज इन द साउथ सनलाइट इज मच in decreasing type of nature, decreasing nature. For example, the southern slopes of the Himalayas are covered with thicker vegetation and the northern slopes due to the more availability of sunlight. Precipitation. अब precipitation किसे कहेंगे? Precipitation means rainfall. India receives almost entire rainfall by the advancing southwest monsoon. Southwest monsoon के कारण basically कब होता है southwest monsoon? June to September. June to September and reiterating northeast monsoon areas of heavy rainfall. Northeast में heavy rainfall. यदि आप नॉर्थ ईस्ट में मणिपुर सिक्किम मेघालय यहाँ पे चले जाइए मेघालय मेघालय मीन्स मेघों का आलय मेघों का घर वहां पे हेवी रेनफॉल होता है राइट साउथ में हेवी रेनफॉल होता है राइट बट यू नो योर पंजाब हरियाणा यहाँ पे रेनफॉल कम होती है राइट सो इंडिया रिसीव ऑलमोस्ट इस एंटायर रेनफॉल बाय द एडवांसिंग साउथ वेस्ट मानसून साउथ वेस्ट मानसून जब एडवांस होता है तब इंडिया में रेनफॉल शुरू होती है एंड रिट्रीटिंग फ्रॉम नॉर्थ ईस्ट मानसून रिट्रीट नॉर्थ ईस्ट होता है, एरियाज ऑफ हेवी रेनफॉल ऑलवेज हैव डेंसर वेजिटेशन, और जहां पर भी हेवी रेनफॉल होता है वहां पे जो वेजिटेशन होती है दैट इज वेरी डेंस, वो बहुत घनी जंगलों वाला एरिया होता है, right? And then areas of a lesser rainfall. For example, the southwest monsoon rains on the western slope, windward side, and western Ghat causes a heavy growth of tropical evergreen forest. राइट, साउथ वेस्ट में हमारे जो मानसून होते हैं साउथ वेस्ट एरिया में भी, इफ यू गो टू सदर्न पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया यू विल फाइंड evergreen forests are over there. The eastern slopes do not have this type of forests, right? तो आज then eastern side में जो है घने पेड़ पौधे नहीं होते, the slopes of southern part, the slopes of southwest type, southwest monsoon, wherever it happens, it has dense forest. Importance of forest अब हम करेंगे, importance of forest and it's a very important part, importance of forests. Forests play a major role in enhancing the quality of environment. Forests play a major role in enhancing the quality of environment. Number one, environment की quality को जंगल जो है ये काफी develop करते हैं. ये suppose आपके यहाँ पे जंगलात ज्यादा होंगे हमारे एरिया के अंदर, you will find pure oxygen, right? A good oxygen, and people will be healthy, right? Because less of other gases will be there, and pollution will be there, less of pollution will be there due to the good vegetation. Importance of forests modify local climate. Forests modify climate, reduce soil erosion, regulate stream flow, provide raw material for industries and livelihood for many communities. Right. Then forests also offer panoramic or scenic view for recreation. So tomorrow I will go with the importance of forests again. What we have done today, we have done about natural vegetation. We have introduced you about the natural vegetation. Then some factors which affects the vegetation, and in those part affecting the part, that is we read about relief, we read about climate, we read about photo period means sunlight period, we read about precipitation, and we little bit completed today about the importance of forest. Right. Next two pages you will continue. Next two pages means page number 44, page number 45. You will do yourself 46, sorry, 40, not 45, up to 46. You, because 45 is you have to read the map also. Page number 44 and 46 you will complete including the map. So the same chapter tomorrow, and we will continue from importance of forest. Take care. Have a nice day. Till